What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Power Play with CJ. I figured I'd dish on this. The Florida Panthers Fire Director of Player Personnel, Scott Luce, is one of those situations where there's been some shakeups with that management group going back to when they promoted Dale Talon a few weeks ago. And, under normal circumstances, I wouldn't waste my time talking about it. But for a team that took a lot of steps forward this year, they're taking steps back. And it's like, what are you doing? Like, you finally are kind of relevant in South Florida. The decade plus of sucking looks like it's at an end. You got a really good young nucleus. This guy put a lot of these guys in place, being able to find guys like a Vince Trocheck, Mike Matheson, Nick Bustad that maybe reach for in the draft that are turning out to be pretty freaking good players. And it's like, are you serious? This is how you? It's ridiculous. And you can talk ad nauseum about, Huberdeau went 3, Barkov went 2, Ekblad went 1. Yeah, but a lot of the other great players went later in the draft, and they did a phenomenal job at identifying those guys, drafting them, developing them, and helping to build a contender in South Florida. Are they a contender? Maybe not. But are they well on their way? Yeah. Are they in an enviable position? Yeah. I mean, any team that has a 20-year-old man-child by the name of Sasha Barkov and a 20-year-old man playing defense named Aaron Ekblad, you're in pretty good shape. And the fact that they signed Barkov to that extension already is very, very smart. But, this is just stupidity at its finest. And I think the ownership group has kind of gotten involved and started to micromanage hockey operations, which, maybe a couple years ago when the team sucked would have made sense. But now that they're really good and this guy, again, put a lot of these players in place, we'll see how it all shakes up in Florida and if they're going to fall back into the dark abyss of being an irrelevant team. I mean, for a while, they were arguably the single most irrelevant franchise in sports. And, if they fall by the wayside again, they'll be right back where they started. So, we'll see what happens. And I think Luce will get a job for the week. The Bruins could use some help drafting, as could a lot of other teams. So, we'll see how it all shakes itself up. But, again, it's frustrating to see, a guy that did put all this work in place, put all these great players in place, help put the parameters in place to having, what should be a very good and very fun and exciting team to watch for the next, few years, and then having it be like, oh yeah, well, you're not really one of us, so, we'll see how it all shakes itself up. Anyway, that's all I got. Sort of the Power Play with CJ on the Florida Panthers, showing Director of Player Personnel Scott Luce the door. Stay tuned for more episodes throughout the playoffs and beyond. Later, guys.